Hello everyone and welcome to Rhinofeed. Today I'm going to review the Beyerdynamic DT990 Premium's 600 ohm edition. So let's start by talking about the sound quality, as that's the most important factor when deciding what headphones to buy. After you take them out of the box and listen to them for the first time, you may be disappointed to hear that the highs are very bright and harsh. But after several hours, they'll really start to break in, which is good because any longer than that, you'll probably just want to return them. After a week or so, then they start to sound really excellent. And so let's just start with the highs. And after they break in, they're right about where you want them, maybe still a tish too bright. Really depends on what music you're listening to. For most of my music, it's not a problem whatsoever. But there's some pop music where they really mix the music or master the music or whatever, compress the music and make those high frequencies a little bit harsh. But that's more of the music you select and the source files. I don't find a problem at all with 90% of my music. Then you get to the upper mid-range, which is slightly recessed, just a little bit. It's not a big deal. You get to the lower mid-range. It starts to really warm up and sound great. The bass has a very snappy, fast response. It's not boomy or overpowering either. It's just about right. They also offer more bass than the 770s or even the 880s, which are both semi-open and closed-back versions. And if you're a gamer, loud explosions, gunshots have a really nice thud to them, and the open soundstage helps tremendously when trying to pick out things around you. So there's great positional audio. So then you get to the comfort design, and it's a metal construction, as you can see, this band right here. It's very, very flexible, opens up very nicely for odd-shaped heads. You can twist these ear cups. They kind of wobble a little bit to conform to any kind of head shape. And on the premium version, the headband is looser, not so tight like the 770s were. So I can wear these for a lot longer because the headband doesn't give me as much trouble. And that's the issue with most headphones I have, is the headband, because it just hurts the top of my head after a while for some reason. But with these, it's not the case because they are very light at 290 grams and they are a little bit looser on the headband. Now the ear pads here, these are about the best you'll ever find on headphones, quite honestly. They're very large. They're a circumoral design, meaning around the ear. And they do not touch my ears whatsoever, so there's no pain there. Now, the only downside is these ear pads, because they are velour, you are not going to want to share them at all, as it's impossible to clean these. In fact, I don't allow anyone to wear them, because it is just kind of gross to me. However, you have the option to replace them with leather ear pads if you must, although it will increase the bass even further. So I'm not sure it's a great pairing with the 990s, as the 990s also, they already have a good amount of bass. Other than that, you got the cable, which is down here on the floor for some reason, because I'm not using these while I'm recording. And it is 3 meters long, non-removable, as you can see, and it's initially a 3.5 millimeter jack, so that will be used for most things. But if you have a proper headphone amp, which you should, you have this really elegantly designed gold-plated twist-on 1/4-inch adapter. And it does lock. If you were to put this on, just trying to do that, it's not going to work. You do have to push in a little bit and then twist it. And it's almost a part of the cable at that point, and it's the best design I've ever seen for an adapter. I really like that. Now, on the premium edition, you get this straight cable, which, as you can see, that's what ends up happening to me. It just all rests on my desk like this in a tangled mess, and I really don't like it. I like my 770 Pros as they actually had a coiled cable, which was perfect for my desk. It was the perfect length. I really like that. I wish they would just either make the cable removable or have 2 different versions. So now let's talk about the different ohm ratings and why you would need 600 ohm / want 600 ohm. So on this headphone, there are 3 options: the 32, 250 and 600 ohm versions. A very simple explanation is this: power requirement. A higher ohm rating requires more power. So 32 ohms require the least amount of power to drive, and you can use your portable devices such as your phone or laptop. No need for a high-end amp here. The 250 ohm version requires a little bit more power. It will sound better, but you may or may not need a headphone amp, depending on the device. I found that my 770 Pros, I could use those on my iPod Photo. I just had to put up the volume to around 60 or 70% to get the volume that I wanted. And then you get to the 600 ohm version here, which will sound the best out of all of the three options. I could go and try to explain why it sounds the best, but instead I'll just post a link to an article that I found that explains it very well. I could just go on and try to explain it, but it won't be as clear, so just go ahead and click that link. For example, to get the 990s to the volume level that I need, I use the headphone output on my PreSonus audio box, which goes up to 120 milliwatts. I have it set to 75 milliwatts. Before I end, I want to mention that these are open back headphones, and people in your vicinity will be able to hear what you're listening to, and you'll be able to hear them talking as well. So it does not completely block the world out. So the official conclusion is I'm a huge fan of Beyerdynamic. This is my second pair of somewhat high-end headphones, and both of them were Beyerdynamic. So again, I can't compare them to any other companies around, but I can say they sound excellent. They're made in Germany. The quality construction, the replaceable ear pads, replaceable headband, comfort, and overall design make this a great set of headphones indeed. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and as always, please rate, comment, and subscribe. Also, I have a full written review that is linked in the description. Go check it out, will you? Check it out now. Now I say, do it.